You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Those really deep, stubborn wrinkles that feel like no surface cream can ever touch them? Well, today, we're going to get under the skin, literally, to understand the science behind targeting these true signs of aging. We're going to find out if there's a real solution.
I mean, this is the ultimate skincare question, isn't it? Is it really possible to get powerful, visible results without having to go for more invasive procedures like needles? It's a huge deal. But to even answer that, first, we have to really understand what we're actually fighting against.
So, let's start right at the beginning, the anatomy of a wrinkle. And I'll tell you right now, what causes them is way more complex than just, having another birthday. Just imagine your skin is under a constant attack from all sides, every single day. Of course, you've got the sun, which causes what we call photoaging, but have you ever heard of heat aging? Yep, high temperatures actually break down your collagen. Then you combine that with a lack of sleep, daily stress, and even the blue light from all our screens, and it is a perfect storm for aging. And get this is wild. On a hot summer day, your skin surface can actually reach 43 degrees Celsius. That's 109 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not just uncomfortable. At that temperature, the very collagen that keeps your skin firm and youthful literally starts to break down. For real.
So, okay, we know what's causing all the damage. But here's where it gets really important. We have to go beyond the skin surface. Because you see, not all wrinkles are created equal. Fine lines, that's kind of a surface issue. But those deep-set wrinkles, the ones we really worry about, they're a sign of a much, much deeper problem.
The sources we're looking at call these true wrinkles. And these are not just creases you get from your pillow. No, they are signs of an actual structural failure. They form way down deep in the dermis, that's the skin's lower layer, and they happen when the foundation, the collagen holding everything up, starts to collapse.
And this comparison just illustrates it perfectly. On the one side, you've got healthy, collagen-rich skin. See how it's like a dense, firm support structure holding everything up? Smooth, resilient? But then look at the other side. That entire structure has collapsed. It's weakened, it's fragile, and it just can't support the surface anymore. That's what causes those deep folds we see as true wrinkles.
This quote really captures how so many people feel. You see the problem, you want a real solution, but the thought of injections or fillers can be pretty intimidating. And that's the exact dilemma that leads so many of us to search for really powerful but non-invasive alternatives.
So, if the problem is a collapsed foundation deep inside the skin, then the solution can't be something that just sits on the surface, right? We need an ingredient that can actually get down there and tell the skin to start rebuilding. And this is where a targeted peptide solution comes into play. So, what in the world are Pro-Collagen Peptides? Okay, this is crucial. They are not collagen. Instead, think of them like tiny little messenger molecules. Their whole job is to penetrate deep into the skin and deliver a simple, direct signal to your cells. A message that says, hey, time to ramp up collagen production. They basically kickstart your skin's own natural repair system.
And that brings up a really good question. Why not just put collagen directly on your skin? It seems like it should work. But the problem is, the collagen molecule is just too big. It can't get absorbed. It just sits on the surface doing nothing. Peptides, on the other hand, are engineered to be small enough to actually get where they need to go.
I love this analogy. It makes so much sense. Trying to get a topical collagen cream to work is like trying to dissolve a big sugar cube in a glass of water. It just sits there, right? It doesn't work very well. But peptides are like sugar syrup. They're already in a form that the skin can just drink right up instantly.
Okay, so having a powerful ingredient is one thing. But what if you could supercharge it? It turns out there's a way you can dramatically boost the results you get.
And here is the headline number 10 times. That's right. By pairing the peptide product with what's called a galvanic current device, which uses a really gentle, low-level current to help push ingredients deeper into the skin, you can boost its effectiveness by up to 10x. That is a massive increase in efficiency.
So what does this look like in practice? It's actually a super simple, 4-step process. First, you apply the product right on the areas you want to target, like crow's feet or laugh lines. Second, you grab the galvanic device and set it to setting number 3. Third, you just gently massage it over those lines for about 5 minutes. And finally, you just pat any leftover product into your skin. No need to wash it off or anything.
But what about real-world results? Well, an 8-week user study found that a staggering 84% of people felt a noticeable improvement in their wrinkles. 84%. For an at-home treatment, that's a really compelling number.
Now, it's really important to see this as a long-term investment in your skin. You start your daily application on day 1.
By about week 8, you're likely to be in that majority who are already feeling an improvement. But the real magic, the really lasting results, comes with consistency. The recommendation is at least 6 months to achieve those optimal results and really rebuild that deep collagen structure.
A targeted treatment like this is powerful, but to really maximize its potential, it needs to be part of a smart, complete routine. So let's take a look at exactly where this fits into the bigger picture.
Here's the recommended order for both day and night. And notice the key placement here. The line corrector goes on right after your toner. This is so important because it allows those powerful peptides to get onto clean, prepped skin so they can penetrate deeply before you seal everything in with any thicker products.
This all comes back to the golden rule of skincare layering. Always go from thin to thick. You start with the most watery products, like your toners. Then you apply your targeted treatments, like the line corrector. And you finish up by sealing everything in with your richer moisturizers and creams. And, of course, sunscreen during the day is always your last step.
So we'll end with this thought. We've learned that these peptides are basically messages you can send to your skin, telling it to rebuild itself from the inside out. Which really makes you wonder, if you could send a direct message to your skin's little collagen factories, what would you tell them? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.